Hello, my name is John Siaka with Residential Systems, and today I am pleased to be joined with Craig Piersma, the VP of Marketing and Corporate Communications at Gentex. And he's here to talk about some exciting new products the company has recently launched under the Place and eSight brands. But Craig, before we get into this new stuff, for anyone who isn't familiar with the company, what can you tell us about Gentex?
Sure. Sure. Well, Gentex is a technology company. We operate in multiple industries: automotive, aerospace, fire protection. Most recently, just got into the security and access control industry. But the main thing is we use cameras, displays, optics, sensing, chemicals to do and deliver different feature sets to those industries. Very unique skill sets. Technology company, utilize them wherever we can.
Cool. And one thing that I noticed or that I discovered was Gentex is actually a publicly traded company on NASDAQ.
Yep.
Gentex, you guys are up today, which is
Oh,
good.
good.
And
That's always good.
recently celebrated your 50th anniversary last year. So you guys have been around for a while.
Yeah, 50 years. I mean, we started in the fire protection industry. That was really we still are in that industry, commercial fire protection, doing apartments and condominiums and hospitals, hotels, dormitories, those type of things. Today, though, our bread and butter is really automotive. We're about 90% revenue is from automotive, just because that has grown so much. But like I said, we're in a lot of different industries.
And even if people aren't familiar with the Gentex name, they've likely experienced or maybe even owned some Gentex technology. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure. If you drive a car, if you've owned a car, there's a couple products that high likelihood you've had in that vehicle. Automatic dimming rear view mirrors. So these are mirrors that use sensors, detect the glare from the headlights of the cars behind you, darken automatically to eliminate that glare. About 60% of vehicles sell them all around the world. Another product is HomeLink, which is the three buttons in your car that can open your garage door, your gates, do home automation today. The latest version can almost do anything in the home automation space. So those are just a couple things that most drivers would have had experience with. And with the auto dimming side, we ship upwards of 50 million automatic dimming mirrors a year. So yeah, they're quite popular.
Well, I'm pretty sure we've got it in our Honda Pilot and we love it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and beyond that, the Gentex Group recently acquired the premium audio company, which
yeah.
will be familiar to listeners because they own such iconic brands as Onkyo, Klipsch, Yamaha, Integra, Pioneer, Pioneer Elite. So, before we get into the new stuff, is there tech sharing between the brands in the Gentex family?
There certainly will be. We just made that acquisition. I think we closed that at the end of April. So obviously, there's still a lot of learning going on. But when you think about the Klipsch and Onkyo brands and what we call it the premium audio company, what they're looking to do in the home space, what we're doing in the sensing, commercial and residential fire protection space, there's obviously a lot of that tech that we think is common. And so, yeah, that is definitely on our future roadmap.
And I will say, on Friday, literally, the Klipsch Flexus Core 300 arrived at my house for review. So,
Oh, phenomenal. You're gonna,
yeah,
you're,
I've been
you're gonna,
super impressed so far. That is a big boy.
you are gonna enjoy that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But look for that review coming up in residential systems. So,
Yeah, okay.
um, with Place, which is one of the brands that we're going to talk about, they
Yep.
launched to market in 2025, and with that, Gentex is now kind of moving into the home automation space.
Yeah.
But before we talk about the products and the lineup, um, how maybe have you adapted some of the Gentex technologies into this home automation space?
Yeah. Well, the Place product is kind of interesting because part of it is an easy lift for us. As I mentioned, we're in the commercial um, fire protection space. And so now we're just moving into residential. But the pillars of that product are somewhat unique because, really, as you mentioned, it is more home automation. Really, it fits into that home automation space as opposed to just fire protection alone. So, some of the pillars of that brand and what it stands for, number one is multifunction. So there's a lot of different features and functions in that individual unit. It's also room specific. So there's functionality unique to different rooms in the house, which it has not been done before. And then it's smart, meaning it's connected. So it's Wi-Fi enabled, comes with an app so you can monitor from wherever you're at. Um, and so, yeah, so those kinds of things are somewhat new, even to the home automation space, where you're combining all those features into one unit and doing room specific functionality.
Yeah, so we kind of jumped over we buried the lead a little bit. What it actually is, it's designed to bring fire and carbon monoxide detection like into the 21st century. That's been kind of
Right.
antiquated technology, and at the bare minimum, I'm hoping it gets rid of that 3 a.m. low battery chirp that we all know and love
Yeah.
so much.
Well, that's still part of it. If you if you were to lose power, these are hardwired devices, but yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's like you said, really the room specific functionality is quite unique. Typically, you buy a smoke detector, you put it in the appropriate areas within your home. What we did is we got 4 devices. The first is called the Any Space Unit, which just as its name implies, it goes anywhere. It's going to have things like obviously your smart smoke CO, temperature, humidity sensing. It's a hardwired solution. It's got VOC detection, those sorts of things. But then we've developed units for the nursery, which is going to add cool things like white noise generator. It's going to add an intercom. It's going to add video system. We created a unit for the kitchen specifically. Normally, you don't tend to put a smoke detector in the kitchen. You get a lot of false alarms. But this is designed for that kitchen, and it adds like methane gas detection. So if your unattended cooking would be the kind of thing. And then finally, a unit that goes in the garage. So again, all the same features and functions as the base unit, except we replace the smoke detection with heat detection. So that way, even if a fire were to break out in the garage, at some point we would be able to detect that. And then we throw a camera in there as well, and intercom, the things that you would want in that specific room of the house.
So I'm guessing a place detection system would start with like a one like hub main unit, and then these other guys would like connect to that. Is that how the kind of hierarchy would
Well,
go?
they could be independent,
Hmm,
but typically like that any space unit is the kind of thing you're going to put throughout the house, and then obviously the other ones are room specific.
gotcha. And
Yep.
can the place devices integrate with other smart home devices? And if so, what protocols will they support?
Yeah. Yes. Not yet. At the moment, it's kind of a contained ecosystem, but obviously we know that's where we got to go with that product. I think the system will. Everybody's talking about being Matter compliant, and I think that's where we're headed with that most likely. Yep.
Gotcha. Something you think we might see by CES timeframe, or it's to
No,
come?
it won't be that quick.
Okay,
But
but for more updatable though.
right, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna guess that the basic system would be installed by like the builder or even DIY. But ultimately, when you start adding in like Matter interoperability and things like that, probably bring a custom integrator in to like tie it into the rest of your home automation gear.
Yes, there's a lot of ways to go about it. Right now, we're selling it through Home Depot, and so obviously you've got those that DIYers that are doing it. Obviously, the way these detectors are built, you only replace them every 10 years or so. So yeah, you have some new construction. You want to outfit your home. And then obviously that contractor side of things, the builder contractor, even the MDU, the multi-dwelling unit, and the commercial property managers who are looking to offer that premium customer or that have that premium apartment or condominium complex, and they want to offer something that then the owner can go in and have a system that they can monitor from anywhere. And then, as you said, though, definitely looking at what's the future of that product line and how do we make it smarter? How do we add more functionality? And that's what's coming down the road.
Gotcha. So 4 products currently. Any plans for additional things to the lineup, or right now those 4 do pretty much everything you need them to?
Yeah, I mean, you might see some things at CES where we're starting to kind of get feedback. Gentex always does things a little bit differently because of our automotive experience. We like to show things to people at CES and get some thoughts going and some feedback, not necessarily trying to tell the market this is exactly where we're going. So you'll see some things there we've been referring to as friends of place, but it might be some little standalone units that bring features and functions that aren't in that base unit, but that might be able to talk to it at some point.
Gotcha, gotcha. And obviously, when the Matter integration comes in, that opens up a whole other world for ways that it can
Exactly.
kind of tie in. Okay, so pivoting away from the home to medical tech, another area where
Yeah,
Gentex has knowledge and expertise. What can you tell me about eSight, and what does it do, and who is it for?
sure. eSight is an incredibly special product. We acquired eSight. The company was a Toronto-based company a few years ago, but they have a device. It's a digital assistive wearable device. It's actually some goggles. I happen to have one just sitting on my desk. I can just show what this looks like. But it's a set of goggles that assists with those that have low vision or central vision loss. So you might have macular degeneration. There's a whole 12 plus different eye diseases or conditions that lead to contribute to central vision loss or low vision. What this device does is it helps the user overcome it. It actually replaces that central vision for them utilizing technology.
So, I mean, if you can show them one more time, it looks a
Sure.
little bit like a cross between the old active kind of 3D glasses that we would have in a movie and then like a smaller version of a VR headset.
Right, right. But there's a few differences, and I can just describe the way it functions. You can see there's a little camera on the front that obviously, if you have these on, that's capturing the image ahead of you. And then there are two near eye displays, some OLED displays, high definition OLED displays, and that scene is then projected onto those OLED displays. So that same image is projected onto both displays. And what the brain just kind of fills in the details there. So those that have that fuzziness in their central vision or even a black area, the brain fills it in and suddenly they're able to see for the first time that central vision. In many cases, people are putting these on, they're seeing loved ones for the first time. They're able to return to the activities of daily living, reading a book, watching television, going grocery shopping and being able to read the ingredients on a label. I've been with people when they put these on, or I've seen a lot of the videos that we do with people when they put them on for the first time, and it's just life-changing. And so it's a very, very special product for us, and we've been very happy with it so far.
Well, I got to say that really resonates with me personally because my grandmother, near the end of her life, suffered from macular degeneration.
Yeah.
And near the end, she couldn't watch television, couldn't read a book. So that this can give people a better quality of life. And I mean, really give their sight back in many cases
Yeah.
is fantastic.
And there's a sense to it, like even that dignity side. I've been out for dinner with those who had low vision, and their spouse or somebody has to read the menu, help them order. They don't know even when the waiter or waitress is coming up. And suddenly you have these on, and all of those things that we take for granted. Again, this user is able to engage in again. So it just brings that mobility and quality of life back in ways that most of us can't comprehend.
Yeah, and if a sighted person put them on, they could still use them, right? And it has some really
Yeah.
optical zoom features to it and things.
Yeah, I forget it's like 40 times zoom or something crazy like that. But yeah, there are a lot of adjustments you can make. So that's part of it. As a user, you can dial in the brightness. There's some other things that you can do to fine tune it to your personal preferences, and also help to dial that in for whatever your particular condition is.
So if somebody knew somebody that suffered from this or actually had macular degeneration of their own, how would they go about seeing if they qualified to get it or if it was right for
Yeah.
them? I mean, is it available through insurance or the VA program?
Yeah, there is. It is available through the VA program. Actually, it covers it. We're working on getting that insurance coverage. It's not there quite yet, but if you go to esighteyewear.com, you can kind of start that journey. There's a way to call, and then we'll make sure you're talking to a vision specialist who kind of can walk you through who's the device right for, make sure it's right for you. And then there's also lots of vision professionals, so clinics and such that can make referrals and do it that way. And so again, but it all results in a visit with somebody who's going to help you, walk you through, is this right for you, how it works, and then eventually we can send it to you and you can actually try it out at home. We have some home trial times.
Yeah, and so I know, like you said, you acquired eSight. This is the first product that's completely built under since the Gentex ownership,
Yes.
right?
There's a couple versions of this predecessor. This is called the eSight Go, but there are a few other previous versions, but this is the first one that's designed and engineered and then built at Gentex.
Okay, and tell me, I read that it comes with a personalized coach. How does that work, and what does that do for the wearer?
Yeah. So everyone who buys an eSight is assigned a coach, and this is somebody who typically has low vision and has been using the eSight Go for a period of time, and can help them through just how it works, how it operates, kind of best practices, and just help them through that whole experience.
Ah, that's fantastic. And available in all 50 states is for the most part,
Yep.
or okay.
Yep. Yep, we're looking at expanding internationally. We're kind of just walking before we run,
Yep.
but the U.S. and Canada, and eventually we'll start rolling that out internationally.
And speaking of all 50 states, both Place and eSight are manufactured here in the U.S. in Zeeland, Michigan.
Yes.
So does that insulate the products from any tariff or supply chain concerns?
Not completely, but it definitely, there's still components and things. And I'm thinking from all of our products, everything is made in West Michigan, which is rare. All of our automotive products, everything.
Oh,
And so
everything.
there's gonna be, when I look globally, there's chips and other things that are always a sourcing problem, but our inventories are good. We're always, working with our customers to protect them from that. So we're not completely insulated from tariffs, but certainly that nearshoring helps. Certainly in the automotive side today, they like to know that that their manufacturer is right in their backyard.
Absolutely. Well, when the assembly line is rolling, you got to have the product to fit.
Right.
So I hear
Right.
you guys are going to have a pretty active presence at CES this year with 3 different booths, one for Gentex, one for eSight, and one for Place.
Yeah.
Where can people find the brands, and will they be able to experience eSight Go for themselves at the booth?
Yes. So there's actually 5 different booths. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but Gentex's primary booth is in the West Hall. So that's the mobility or automotive hall. There will be some ways of demonstrating eSight even there. Then there are separate eSight and Place booths that are at, I think, is it the Venetian at that offsite location. And then you actually have Vox by Gentex and the Premium Audio Company that are in the North Hall, so the mobility hall. Yeah, so we will be all over the place.
Yeah, a lot of you'll get your steps in for sure.
Yes.
So, anything else that viewers should know about Place or eSight or Gentex in general?
No, I mean we go to either website or start at the Gentex website. It's a good place to start if that is something you're interested in. Like I said, Place can be found. You can go to Home Depot's website, learn a lot right from there. But yeah, otherwise, if you're going to be at CES, look me up. I will be there the entire week.
And just to reiterate, the Place that can be purchased now at Home Depot, so that's a real product that you
Correct.
can buy today. Okay,
Correct.
outstanding. Great.
Yep.
Well, Craig, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come and join me. And for Twice, I'm John Siaka. Goodbye.
Thank you.